Okay, so I want to discuss this a question that someone said to me, a lady said to me, and it's quite a very sensitive one. And because I know that it's something that most parents can relate to, so I want to talk about it. It's important to talk about it because it's something that sometimes we overlook it, and because we overlook it as parents, it gradually becomes our children lifestyle, and then they grow and uh, become part of their life. So the question is, how do I respond? How do I handle the situation where my son consistently comes back home from school with an item that doesn't belong to him? So that's coming back with a pencil that doesn't belong to him, or a pen, or an eraser, toy, and so on. Okay, so I want to respond to that question. I responded, but let me share with you what I said to her um, through the medium she sent the message to me. First, it shows that that lady is intentional in her parenting, and that is important because, or that can be seen in the fact that she searches her son's bag, school bag, each time he came back from school. So the right thing to do is that when our children come back from school, we pick the bag, we open it, and we search the bag to be sure that their books, their assignments are there. Okay, they have homework to do, and to be sure that there are no other items in that bag. So what if you find a gun in that bag or any drug in that bag? So it's important we search the student bag. Sometimes we come back home with items that doesn't belong to them. So searching their bag is a sign of intentional parenting. It shows that we are concerned about our children. That they're not just in our homes to eat, to sleep, to wake up, and it shows that we're really concerned. We want their total well-being. So searching the bag is something every parent that is happy every parent need to cultivate. You need to it should be a routine thing. It's possible set an alarm that once children come back from school and to search their bag. We can prevent them from a lot of things. Can even prevent them from false accusations or lies. Yeah. Someone would just come by and say, "Oh, your child um, took my son's textbook back home." Because every time we're almost looking for a children's textbook. Sometimes you pay for mathematics textbook, and before the end of the time, you're looking for it. The school is saying no, they never left it at the school. There was no, we didn't find anything like that in their class. And you say no, the child didn't come back home with it. You say no, he came back home with it. So searching their back can actually help us keep track of what they come back home with. And if the things they go back to school, the things they go to school with, if they return with it that same day, or it was kept in school. So searching the bag can be a very it's a good way to save our children from any false accusation, and also to get hold of anything that are not are harmful to them. If you're taking someone else's property, like the question I'm going to respond to now, then we begin to deal with it. Now, this is what I did. My son had come back home like that some time ago with it was a small toy, this car, a toy car. So, and I found it in his bag and asked him who owns this car toy, this toy car. And he said, my classmate gave it to me. Then he was just in primary two. So they say, a classmate gave it to you. He said, yes. How? So the class doesn't want a toy car, and I gave it to you. I said, okay. So the following day, as going back to school, make sure you take it to that your classmate. Give it back to your classmate in the presence of your teacher. And then I saw the look on his face. It was a difficult thing to do. I said, oh, so which means he didn't give it to you? He said, no, he gave it to me. I said, good. We don't want you to come back home with anything that doesn't belong to you. So I want you to go back to school the following day and give it to your teacher. When I come to pick you from school, I'm going to search your bag again, and I'm going to ask your teacher if you return this toy car to your classmate. What's the name of that classmate again? He mentioned, I said, good. I told him to that classmate. So the following day, he went to school with it. I reminded him again that morning. And as I dropped him at the school, I got him at the school, I told him, don't forget, meet that's your classmate in the presence of your teacher, not in the assembly hall. That's in your class, and give it to back to your classmate and make sure that your teacher was aware of it. He said, okay, we'll do that. So at the close of school, I went back to pick him and his other siblings. So I asked him, did you return your, before I searched his bag, did you return the toy to your classmate? He said yes. I said, are you sure? He said yes. So give me your bag. He gave me his bag excitedly and joyfully. And I opened the bag and the toy was not there. And I met the teacher and asked her, I told her that Penny, my son returned home with um, a toy car that belonged to one of his classmates, and we asked him to return it. And we made him return it in your presence. Did you see him return? And she said yes, that he returned the car. That actually the classmates gave him the toy. I said, okay, we don't want it. That boy is not up to the age of dashing out something that was given to him by his parents. So, but he returned it. And after that experience, he never came back with anything because he knew that his mother or myself will search his bag. And that if he comes back with anything that is not his own, he will need to face the shame and embarrassment of returning it to the classmate in the presence of the teacher. So, and then that was my recommendation to that woman to say, why not go and tell your child, let him go back to school for in day. By the time you do it, if it happens every day, as I do it for consistently like that, that child will stop coming home with anything that doesn't belong to him because he knows in his mind, even in his even when you're not there, he will just know that when we search my bag, that will search my bag. And when they find anything in this bag that doesn't belong to me, I'll be made to return it. So if he stole it, he will need to return it and he will be shamed. And because someone doesn't want to be shamed, he will want to he don't want to go into that again. So that's one of the ways you can stop them. If you tell them to, if you take that toy from them or that thing from them and say, okay, don't do it next time, keep people doing next time, you're empowering that child to go back the following day and say something because mommy will say, don't do it next time. And then he keep taking and keeping, and then before you know it, he becomes part of him. But when you make it clear, when it is clear, set the boundary. I keep talking about boundary. If you take something that doesn't belong to you and you bring it back home, you will go back to that place with that thing, and then you're going to be the one to return it. And you're going to apologize to them. When this is strict and when they make the mistake and it is and they're made to return it, they will want to continue to do it. They will stop. So let's not condone the evil and then make it look like they're going to change. This was just the first mistake. No, it's a mistake, but they have to do something. They have to pay the price so that they don't repeat it again. So I hope this helps that family. And although I've not spoken to that woman since that time, I've not responded. I've not actually sent a message to know if that was done and the result of it. But I'm going to follow up on that. So we can help our children. They are very small. They can pick things, and especially when they don't have those things at home, or even when they have, some of them just want to pick. They see pencil lying down there. Maybe the owner is not there. They want to pick it and add. They have every reason to pick what doesn't belong to them because the owner is not there, or they feel that this one might get missing the following day, or might even get destroyed. Their own pencil might not be as original as the one they are seeing there. Their own pen may not be writing clearly, so they see someone else's pen, they want to pick it and use. And by so doing, or sometimes they actually borrowed this item from their classmates to use, and after using, they forgot to return it back to the person. So, and the person probably will be looking for that same thing, and they don't have the courage to go back and say, "Oh, I took the pen, or I took your pencil, or I took your snack, or I do this." So, but we can help enforce it. Yeah, we can actually help them. Um, do it. Once they do it, the first and second time, they want to stop doing it. They won't take what doesn't belong to them so that they don't form the habit of stealing and then hiding and making others suffer who probably that's the last thing that they have, the only pen they have. Okay, so I hope this helps. Thank you.